New news about Nintendo's online service has come to light. Shane? Hot take? That's right, Nintendo Switch's online service goes live on September 18th, and following the direct from yesterday, we've actually heard a little bit more news about the online service and some of the things connecting to that service. We're hearing rumors that you may possibly lose your cloud save data once your subscription is up.
What? What's going on with that? Repeat that again.
Supposedly,
supposedly,
there's some weird wording here.
This could change.
It could change. Once your subscription is up, the save data, the cloud save data that you have for your games could be gone forever.
Okay, Nintendo. And you know what? Let's not talk to Nintendo, because at this point, I'm quite certain they're not watching any of us. But when it comes to the fans of Nintendo that are watching this channel right now, and I know what's going to go on, you're going to write the following words in the comment description. In fact, you're probably writing it right now saying, "What's the big deal? I pay for my online subscriptions, and it never has any issues." Well, congratulations! But I'm Nostradamus, so I'm about to predict something that's going to happen to you. Sometime in the future, when you have a credit card, sometimes the credit cards have issues. Like the number gets delisted because there's actually some problem with the number, so your credit card company tells you, guess what? We have to turn off this credit card number because we don't think the number's safe anymore, because we think it might have been exposed somewhere. Maybe someone steals your credit card. Whatever can happen. That credit card number goes away. And if you didn't pay attention to your online services, and by the way, I've had many online services by this point in my life, sometimes you forget to renew, because if you didn't put in your up-to-date credit card information, it lapses. And during that lapse period, your online data disappears. That right there, that's the problem. That's why you don't do that. They should honestly keep the online service data for about a year after it lapses. It's minimal data. Okay? Just get a USB stick and hook it up to the server and put it in a box somewhere and wait till they come back. It's so small that I can't believe Nintendo is this stupid when it comes to online stuff. But continue.
When it comes to the online service, we knew for a while now that there were 20 classic NES titles that you'd be able to play when the service first began. Now we're just hearing rumors that the Switch actually has to connect online at least once every 7 days.
Pause. Once online, every 7 days.
Yeah, every 7 days it's going to check that everything's on the up and up, and then you can play your games offline for about 6 days until it checks again.
What is the shortest amount of time you can pay for this online subscription?
That's a month.
A month, but they're giving you 7 days to register your Switch online.
Yes.
Okay, Nintendo. Fans of Nintendo, you're probably going to say, what's the big deal? I'm online all the time. Well, not everybody is. How about when there's issues with your online service, suddenly the games you want to play are no longer playable? Look, digital online games are supposed to be easier to play than the ones from the past. If I can go to a dollar store, pick up a really old freaking NES, and buy a bunch of really old games, or any kind of pawn shop, whatever it may be, and bring those games home and play them easier than I can play them on the Switch, you got a problem. That's not supposed to be how it is. The moment they say that the shortest amount of time you can pay to play a game online, or to pay games online on their service, is a month, that's the shortest amount of time they could possibly dignify for someone to come back on and register to play the games. See, that's how it works. And the whole thing is, if you were to actually pay for like a year subscription in advance, which I know many of us want to do, if we do that, you should have a year of being able to play these NES games offline. There are going to be times when I'm going to go on a trip somewhere and I don't want to register my Switch online. I don't want to connect to a Wi-Fi point. And how about this? How about if I'm ever in any instance anywhere where I just don't want to go online for any reason at all? That's the reason why you do this. The fact that they don't understand this tells me a lot about the future of this account system in general. Not only are they bad with the ability of actually paying for things, of actually trusting their consumers, but it looks like that they are so scared about NES games that the possibility that maybe somebody might pay for the online service and then ask for a refund, and the idea that those 20 games are online there forever for everyone to see, Who cares? It's 20 NES games. You can get those games practically anywhere. And the fact that they're using this in this really specifically weird way is just irritating. If consumers like us are willing to pay for this stuff, our dollar is more valuable than a thief's. But Nintendo makes it look like we're all thieves in this, and we're all willing to just steal a bunch of 20 crappy NES games.
Yesterday in the Direct, they also announced that there were classic NES controllers that you could use to play these games, these 20 NES classic games. They're being sold for $60, and you can only buy them if you're subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online.
Okay, maybe.
It's only one pair per membership. You can't.
You can't buy more than one. Hey, all right, look. That's Nintendo's choice. If Nintendo wants to put up a paywall between actually buying things, cool. So Nintendo's Costco now. That's fine. That's great. Hey, if I go into a Costco, I can't buy anything unless I have a membership. So maybe that's how they want to treat these stupid controllers. But how about this? How about the idea that these games are not even in your collection to begin with? There's no way that you're going to be able to play these games after these services get turned offline. And if everybody knows how Nintendo treats things, you know that their online services are fragile and likely going to disappear after a couple of years. So when it comes to these controllers, there's no reason to buy them because you can only play NES games with them. Remember, every game that comes, like at this point, they're selling these controllers. That makes it seem like they're only going to be really sponsoring NES games because you're not going to be able to play Super Nintendo games with these controllers or anything that comes after that. This is what doesn't make any sense to me. Why didn't they just make NES-style Joy-Cons? It would have made way more sense that way. What they're doing here are they're making controls that only have one specific function and one specific purpose, and they're charging too much for it. Now, look, I know Nintendo wants to build these things themselves, but there's a company out there called 8-Bit Do that makes Bluetooth NES controllers that are cheaper and they're easier to use and they work with practically everything. Why didn't Nintendo do something like that? Or why didn't Nintendo take the NES controllers they already made for the NES Classic and kind of repackage them with some kind of adapter for the Switch? Wouldn't that have made more sense? This way, it doesn't make any sense at all. They're literally making something, spending time on developing and building something that basically no one else is going to ever want to get. And here's the fun part too. The moment that these games go away and you can't play them anymore, because like they said, after 7 days of not being online, once the services get turned off, you're going to have NES controllers for the Nintendo Switch that you can never use on anything else.
Are you excited about Nintendo Switch Online? About the 20 games that are coming to the Switch as well? Are you going to subscribe to the service? Leave a comment and let us know below.